How much money would we make you if we helped sell out your store in 6 months or less without wasting your money on ads? And before I dive into exactly how we would help you do that, I want to give just a quick little backstory on myself, who I am, and why you should even listen to me. My name is Jamil Martinez, aka Jay Millie. I kind of started off in this online space shooting content for influencers. Worked with digital marketing agencies that were making 50K a month, 100K a month, and even more. But I just really didn't love the business model. I thought running ads was just a little too nerdy for me. So I wanted something that could tap a little bit more into my creative side and still bring in the results that I know ads were bringing some of these clients. So that's how I kind of connected those two worlds and tapped into influencer management. So now I have a little success story for you guys, and this one's a good one. I'll just go through it really quickly. Basically, in 2001, there was a man who made a cold call to an influencer's management, and he wanted to set up a meeting. In the meeting, he went into the conference room, the agent joined him, they flipped through pages of his business plan. He got interrupted, the agent got up, he left. Guy was probably like, what's going on? This man just dipped on me. He ends up returning with the influencer. There was a lot of interest from the influencer team as well as the man. So of course, their management doing their job, they asked for the world up front. They wanted lots of cash. The man ends up saying, look, man, this has been the greatest presentation of my life, but I'm willing to walk away because I just can't put up that kind of money. I'm just not gonna do it. Before they kind of like stood up, shaked hands, walked away, the influencer speaks up and he's like, hey, like, can't you get creative? Can't you find a way to just get this money? So this guy, probably business savvy man himself, thought quickly, flips to a page in his business proposal, and he proposes a royalty model for the next 5 years, and he offers to negotiate. So at this point, they do their back and forth, they shook hands on a deal, they end up touring the country together, and the man makes him meet up with everyone from customers all the way to supermarket owners, and they end up selling their product. And then this is where I kind of dropped the bomb on you. The product was actually Arizona iced tea, Arnold Palmer half and half, and the influencer was Arnold Palmer, back before influencers were really a thing. The man was Chris Bird. Just to kind of show that it's not all, you know, rainbows and butterflies, the Arizona's chairman actually says that in the first few years, most companies our size would have given up on it. And it wasn't until 2008 where Arnold Palmer iced tea was doubling their sales almost 7 years later. And it wasn't until 2010, another 2 years, where they got sales exceeded past 100 million. Bird even says here, a little quote from him is that apparently retail sales are now going past 300 million. I think it's an amazing success story. Everyone knows Arizona iced tea. I personally love Arizona iced tea. It was just an idea in these people's minds through the use of an influencer. It really got brought into fruition. Now, there's an old way of kind of going about selling your store or selling your product. You set up your store, you hire an agency to run all your ads, your money gets eaten up by a software program and it's never gonna be full. It needs money to stay running. And there may or may not be a possibility that during your peak season, your ads just might get shut down. Facebook has been notorious for just shutting down ad accounts for no reason other than why not? I'm really tapped into the digital marketing space. I have a lot of friends. We speak a lot about what's going on behind the scenes, and generating results for an e-commerce store is pretty difficult. There's been a lot of agencies that have gone out of business just because they haven't really been able to deliver significant results for their clients. If you're lucky, if you've done your due diligence and you've hired a really good agency, you know, you can expect maybe a 2x return on your investment, and anything more than that, you know, applause to you for, you know, just being in alignment there and finding a really great team, a great media buyer. Really at that point, a great job to them. Now, I'm here to kind of introduce the new way of going about it, and if I were to make my own store, bring on a store, or start a store from scratch, I would want to get this implemented as soon as possible. I would suggest investing into an asset that is going to grow over time with you. An influencer, they start off one day, you know, with 0 followers, and eventually they work their way up to 1 million, 2 million, even more. And if you've worked with them all the way from the beginning and they're promoting your product, your product is growing with the influencer. So it's actually increasing in value over time, and it can only go up from there if an influencer is all in. And look, we've brought up a lot of numbers. We brought up hundreds of millions, 300 millions, people asking for the world up front in cash. And at the very least, if you're not ready to invest into anything right now, but you're still watching this video, I wanna make sure that you leave this video with at least something. So this is my free sauce to you. Go on TikTok, type in a keyword. So if you're selling water bottles, type in water, type in hydration, type in fitness, keywords like that. You're gonna find creators that are making content around that keyword. From there, you're just gonna have to scrape through the hundreds. You're really shooting for those micro creators, under 10K. If you can get more, more power to you. But this is actually the script right here is, hey, name, we wanna support you as a creator and send you your product completely free of charge. And you don't really want to ask for anything, because at the end of the day, if your product is as good as most likely you believe in it to be, and if you're in this deep, you have a product that I'm sure you're all in on. So if your product is really as good as you believe in it to be, they're gonna post it. They're gonna go on their stories and they're gonna make a video saying, hey, like I just got some free stuff because I'm an influencer. Maybe not everyone that you send the product to is going to post something, but I think like on average, you can expect about 80% of the creators that you're sending products to end up doing some sort of post. A good reference here is for every $1,000 that you want to generate, you want to be collaborating with at least one influencer. So if you want to generate $50,000, you want to at least be collaborating with 50 creators. Now look, I understand that everyone is on a different journey in their store, and maybe some of you don't have the time to be going on TikTok, scraping through, sending all these messages. Maybe even some of you don't really know how to use TikTok. You're not really familiar with it just yet. You really just don't have the time for it. I completely understand. And that's why I'm proposing, if you want to sell out your store in 6 months or less without wasting your money on ads, if you're tired of hearing, we need more ad spend, if you want to invest your money into an asset that's going to grow with you as opposed to an expense that's just never going to stop eating money, and if you want to guarantee that you make more money per month than you're currently making or will work for free, if you just even want to find the Michael Jordan to your Nike, then I say book a time on our calendar. The link will be somewhere below this video in the description. Let's see if you're a good fit for one of our top performing influencers. Here he is, Owen Lynch. Owen, shout out to you. Owen has 2.2 million followers on TikTok, over 500,000 on YouTube, and the growth that I've seen from this guy in the past 12 months alone has been just insanely rapid. Any brand that has worked with us from the beginning, and there are brands that have stuck, have just invested into an amazing asset that is just growing in the amount of people that they can show their product to. And these are just some of the brands that have partnered with Owen. For whatever reason, Owen just isn't a good fit for your brand. We're really well connected in the influencer space, and we have creators that we represent as well as some that we'd be happy to just connect you with. At the end of the day, you will leave with an influencer that will represent your brand in the best light possible. If that sounds like something that you'd be interested, go ahead and book a time on our calendar. The link should be below or somewhere in this video. And if on the call you tell me that you're part of the J Millie gang, I'll give you a special surprise. See you on the other side.